when you say I can touch my toes, that's a very single parallel movement. But when you start talking about rotational stuff, you want rotational movement, which is very, what do we say, dynamic moving. So when you're getting hit, one of these are working.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, we're good, Doc. We're good. Yeah.
One of the, you get hit. I mean, 3-on-3 is a physical game. It's
Right.
very physical. It's not for hitting the 3-pointers. Obviously they have the 4-pointer and all that, but people are calling it entertainment basketball. It's competitive. These guys want to win on pride, for their team. Now it's becoming a city-related thing. So they are playing for Detroit. I mean, they're going to be at press release at Born in Detroit today for a couple hours to come and meet them, things like that. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's one weekend. They kind of move with the teams around different cities. They're actually in Detroit. I don't remember the date.
Are you full? So are you full on traveling?
So that's needs to be worked out. So
Okay.
I'll be, Game Above is big supporter of it. Keith Stone, the owner, great. He wants to be more involved in Detroit. Heavy supporter for Eastern Michigan, really putting them back on the map. That's Gervin's alma mater.
Right.
The arena got renamed after Gervin. So he's doing a lot. He's an amazing guy too. Very generous. Very what can I do for you kind of type of guy, which is pretty cool.
So you're not just the Detroit doctor. You're the whole damn league?
So when 3-on-3 started, I met with Ice and Clyde, and they
call
just
them
weren't
Ice,
ready.
Casually.
Yeah.
Just casually. That's Ice Cube for us laymen.
Yeah, Ice Cube and Clyde Drexel. They're the ones, he's the chairman, obviously the owner. And we talked about me being the doctor, and they figured we have some trainers and then consultants. So we've been a pseudo consultant, but this is going to be more involved with the Detroit team because I don't want to be traveling that much. But it'll probably slowly move into a little bit more of a role, but that's not being announced today.
All right. But no, Doc. Spenny, do we have the video, right? Oh, we don't have the video. Okay, so okay. Gotcha. Okay,
What's that?
So we don't have the video because we were going to talk about lower back situations and all that stuff. But anyway, though, Doc, getting back to the big three. I guess the main question for me is, how do you become that? You know what I'm saying? Because I've always wondered about your line of work. No, because I wonder about team
So do my kids.
Yeah, no, I wonder about team doctors and how they come to be. Now, I know you have the reputation, obviously, because you deal with all the performers and the concerts and everything like that, and you've had team affiliation before in the past. Is it that simple, or how does it work?
No, it's not that. One, you have credibility. Even so I'm coming in with Gervin's credibility card, right? But I've still been tested. These guys are like, does he know anything? Is he, is he out of touch of what today's medicine is and stuff like that? So they challenged me a little for the last 24 hours, and they said I didn't pass. So I was like, happy, I'll stay home. And they're like, no, the guys like you. But it's being in tune. It's the peel back. Well, we always talk about sports and spine. It's not like, oh, you got back pain. It's like, what's going on? It's like understanding why they have a tight, ITB band, iliotibial band, or why they're not rotating right. What's going to happen to their performance? What's going to happen to their game? Like these guys we're talking about, it's like I flew when I was in my 20s. One of the guys played for Kansas City. He's like, nothing happened. I was powerful. I was going. Now you have all this like scar tissue and things just aren't working right. I mean, it's like you're working industrial. I related to industrial athletes. You're working every day, same job. You're doing a little micro trauma to your body on a daily basis that you're not recovering from.
Right.
So these guys are doing it at an elite level, and they want to maintain. So you got to look at them as they're already ahead of the curve because they're at this age and still performing, versus guys that like their career's over and they're eating big sloppy joes and trying to figure out and talking about the good old days. But these guys they're well attuned to their body. They're educated. I have to stay ahead of them. Like when I talk about biologics and secret sauces, that's what we're talking about. Some of them know about it, some of them don't. So it's an educational thing. I love where medicine's going right now. There's a lot of stuff available that wasn't available even 5 years ago for what we do to elevate recovery. We talk about how to recover for professional athletes, how you recover from an injury quicker. I mean, we play around with the secret sauce, but it's a very broad category. of today's modern medicine. And I would say 98% of the physicians out there have no clue about that portion of it. They still stay in that box of traditional medicine, which for elite athletes doesn't cut it.
In the chat, as only our chat can do, the main question, Doc, is, so are you homies with Ice Cube?
So when we started, obviously we got a lot of FaceTime with Ice Cube on a weekly basis. Am I homies? Do I have his phone number? Are we hanging out? Is he asking for advice? No, not at this point. I really hung.
We're just starting though. We're just getting started. That's what I'm picking up right now.
I appreciate Ice Cube and what he's done.
No, he's in, Doc. And when I worked at a previous radio station, he came in. And this was probably about right when the Big Three was just starting, and they were here in Detroit, and he was staying downtown. He came into our studio, left our studio, went to the new studio, left the new studio, went to another station studio. Like, he is in. And here's a guy, man. He's an international superstar.
Right.
Superstar. Huge grossing movies, all of it. I will give Ice Cube this credit. He is all the way in on it, man, because he doesn't have to go do all that stuff.
You know, we can talk about that. I mean, it's pride. It's his name on it. And
that's what he said.
I was there in the early days, and we saw, like, I remember Chicago ticket sales were like less than 50%, and they're playing the next day. He went to Wrigley Field saying, "Take me out." He did the whole thing, and they pretty much sold out because of his involvement. So that's what kind of parlayed into everything else, that you want to do this, your name's on it, you know, let's do it. And he, you know, is there a financial? Yeah, financially, but he's running it more like a concert, right? They go city to city. We're coming with our show. You know, it's a different setup than true 3-on-3 basketball is being done in Europe. So, you know, there's talk about that. And there's going to be a lot of big hype. You know, you guys are like, well, was it really going to take off? 3-on-3 Olympic sport is huge. And being in L.A., you're getting a lot more traction, which he parlayed into what he did, where that's why there's a Detroit team now. And I know the basics of it, but he sold every one of those teams for a good amount of money, and the Big Three is worth some money now. So he's vested financially, but also I think the financial was secondary. It was about, I had this concept, I want it to work. It's just like opening a restaurant or Sticks Restaurant. He's got his name on it. He's all in. Like Sports and Spine. I'm all in, you know.
No, and that's basically what he told me, because I went to see him in concert one time at Emerald Ballroom. Remember that in Mount Clemens?
I remember Emerald Ballroom?
Oh yeah, we all do. We all do. But anyway, the moral
back to the 90s.
Yeah. Well, the moral of the story is he played for like over 2 hours, and he was in the height of like the Disney movie stuff and all that kind of stuff. Like he didn't have to do that.
Listen, Ride Along Cube is special.
Well, like, but I asked him about that during the interview for the Big Three. I'm like, why? Like, why do all? He's like, exactly what you said, man. He's like, people pay money, come see me perform, man. Like, I'm gonna give him the show.
Some
and that's
guys
what
get
he said
it.
with the Big Three. Yeah,
some guys don't, and you know that's why he's had the
he's
longevity.
taking the street ball. It's street ball.
Yeah.
Kids are playing 3-on-3 in every city. You know, it's not, they can't do full court, or, you know, it's just, he's finding a niche. He's created it, and it's been around. I think this is 7th year, 8th year.
Yep. And Doc Pierce now, the official doc of the Detroit team.
I got
also.
a new title from Dr. Pickleball to Dr. Amp.
Dr. There you go. I love it. Well, Doc, we appreciate the time as always. And
we will talk about low back pain. But
yes.
I'm going to announce, it's not confirmed, but I'm bringing Gervin and Joe Johnson in studio 3 p.m. tomorrow.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
So
Let's get those mics working.
Yes.
Yeah, so get the mics working. But I don't know if you know, Joe Johnson's on the Shannon Sharp show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The basketball thing. And he says, yeah, they called me to do it, and now I'm liking it, Doc. I'm liking it. I'll come on your show. Let's do it.
So there you go. George Gervin, Joe Johnson in studio tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Doc, we appreciate you, man. That's the show for today. We'll be back at it tomorrow for Stick. For Dr. Pierce, who's here, Chase, Spencer, I'm Neil Wilkins, who's tapping in.